Hey everybody! So you're thinking about packing your bags, grabbing your passport, and becoming an expat. That's exciting! Living in a new country can be an amazing adventure, right? And you knew there was a but coming, right? It's not all sunshine and roses. Just like when I tried that whole living on a farm thing, chickens are not as easygoing as they look. Sometimes things aren't what they seem. That's why we're taking a hilarious and slightly embarrassing look at 10 countries that might make you say, wait, they forgot to mention that in the brochure. So buckle up, get ready for some laughs, and maybe a little bit of, oh no, they didn't. Because we're about to dive into the side of expat life they don't always show you. Okay, France. Who doesn't love the idea of strolling along the Seine, baguette in hand, falling in love under the Eiffel Tower? It's romantic, right? But getting settled as an expat in France can be, how do you say, un petit peu challenging. First, there's the language barrier. Now, I know a few words in French, like bonjour and croissant, but trying to navigate daily life, let's just say I'd be relying on a lot of hand gestures. And then there's the paperwork. Be prepared for a mountain of forms, documents, and more forms. But hey, on the bright side, at least you'll be stressed in one of the most beautiful countries in the world, right? Plus, you'll always have delicious wine and cheese to help you through the tough times, and really, what more could you ask for? Next up, we're heading to Germany, the land of efficiency, order, and, well, let's just say it, rules. Don't get me wrong, Germany is an amazing country with so much to offer, but there are a few things that might catch you off guard. First of all, be prepared for punctuality to be taken very seriously. Like, if you're even a minute late, people might look at you like you just stole their strudel. And speaking of strudel, be prepared for things to be closed on Sundays. So if you need groceries or, want to have some fun, you better plan ahead. But hey, at least the trains run on time, right? And the beer gardens? Don't even get me started on the beer gardens. Let's just say, a little bit of structure is a small price to pay for a liter of delicious German beer. Konnichiwa from Japan. This incredible country is a fascinating blend of ancient traditions and modern marvels. But fitting in as an expat can be trickier than navigating a crowded Tokyo train station during rush hour. First things first, let's talk about the shoes, or rather taking your shoes off. In Japan, you take your shoes off before entering homes, temples, and even some restaurants. So make sure your socks are, shall we say, presentable. And then there's the whole bowing thing. Bowing is a big part of Japanese culture, and there are different bows for different occasions. But hey, at least the food is amazing, right? Sushi, ramen, tempura, it's a culinary adventure. Just be prepared to use those chopsticks like a pro. No pressure. Ciao from Italy, the land of delicious food, beautiful art, and let's be honest, a whole lot of bureaucracy. Now, I love Italy, but navigating the system can be like trying to order a pizza with no crust. It's just not done. First of all, be prepared for a lot of paperwork. Want to rent an apartment? Paperwork. Open a bank account? Paperwork. Get a haircut. Okay, maybe not a haircut, but you get the idea. And then there's the driving. Let's just say, Italian drivers have their own unique style, and it's not for the faint of heart. Be prepared for a lot of honking, hand gestures, and maybe even a few near misses. But hey, at least you'll be surrounded by beautiful scenery, right? And the food. Oh my, the food. Pasta, pizza, gelato. It's enough to make you forget about all the paperwork. Almost. Ola from Brazil. This vibrant country is known for its stunning beaches, infectious music, and, you guessed it, a fair share of red tape. Now, I love a good party as much as the next person, but even I have my limits when it comes to bureaucracy. First of all, be prepared for a language barrier. While many people in tourist areas speak English, venturing off the beaten path can be a linguistic adventure. So brush up on your Portuguese, or be prepared to rely on a lot of pointing and smiling. And then there's the safety factor. While Brazil is a beautiful country, it's important to be aware of your surroundings, especially in big cities. So be smart, be safe, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. But hey, at least the beaches are amazing, right? And the music. Samba, bossa nova, funk, it's impossible not to dance. Just be prepared to sweat because Brazil is hot, hot, hot. Namaste from India. This incredible country is a feast for the senses with vibrant colors, intoxicating aromas, and a rich tapestry of culture. But it can also be a bit of a sensory overload, especially for first-time visitors. First of all, be prepared for the crowds. India is the second most populous country in the world, and it can feel like everyone is out and about at the same time. So if you're not a fan of crowds, you might want to stick to the quieter parts of the country. And then there's the poverty. India is home to some of the poorest people in the world, and it can be heartbreaking to see the level of poverty that exists. But it's important to remember that India is also a country of great hope and resilience, and the people are incredibly warm and welcoming. But hey, at least the food is amazing, right? From spicy curries to creamy butter chicken, Indian cuisine is a culinary adventure. Just be prepared for a little bit of spice because Indian food is not for the faint of heart. Ni hao from China. This fascinating country is a land of contrasts where ancient history meets modern marvels. But communicating can be a challenge, even if you've mastered the art of charades. First of all, let's talk about the language. Mandarin Chinese is notoriously difficult to learn, with its tonal system and thousands of characters. So unless you're a linguistic genius, be prepared to rely on a lot of pointing, miming, and hoping for the best. And then there's the internet. China has a very strict internet censorship policy, so don't expect to be able to access your favorite websites and social media platforms. So if you're someone who likes to stay connected, you might want to invest in a VPN. But hey, at least the food is amazing, right? From Peking duck to dumplings to spicy Sichuan dishes, Chinese cuisine is one of the most diverse and delicious in the world. Just be prepared to use those chopsticks like a pro. Privet from Russia. This vast and enigmatic country is full of history, culture, and, you guessed it, a fair share of bureaucracy. Now, I love a good mystery as much as the next person, but even I have my limits when it comes to paperwork. First of all, be prepared for a language barrier. While many people in big cities speak some English, venturing off the beaten path can be a linguistic adventure. So brush up on your Russian, or be prepared to rely on a lot of pointing and hoping for the best. And then there's the visa situation. Getting a visa to Russia can be a bit of a process, so it's important to start the application process early and be prepared for a bit of a wait. But trust me, the effort is worth it. But hey, at least the vodka is good, right? And the history. From the Tsars to the Soviets, Russia has a rich and fascinating past. Sawubona from South Africa. This incredible country is home to stunning scenery, incredible wildlife, and, you guessed it, a few things to be aware of in terms of safety. Now, I love a good adventure as much as the next person, but even I have my limits when it comes to personal safety. First of all, be aware of your surroundings. South Africa has a high crime rate, so it's important to be vigilant, especially in big cities. Avoid walking alone at night, and don't flash your valuables around. And then there's the issue of load shedding. Load shedding is a rolling blackout that happens when the demand for electricity exceeds the supply. So be prepared for the power to go out from time to time, and make sure you have a backup plan for when it does. But hey, at least the wildlife is amazing, right? From lions and elephants to whales and sharks, South Africa is a nature lover's paradise. G'day from Australia. This land down under is known for its laid-back lifestyle, beautiful beaches, and, you guessed it, some seriously creepy crawlies. Now, I love a good tan as much as the next person, but even I have my limits when it comes to sharing my space with spiders the size of my hand. First of all, let's talk about the spiders. Australia is home to some of the most venomous spiders in the world, so it's important to be careful where you step, especially if you're venturing off the beaten path. And don't even get me started on the snakes. And then there's the sun. The ozone layer is pretty thin down under, so the sun is incredibly strong. So slather on that sunscreen, wear a hat, and stay hydrated, or you'll be as red as a lobster faster than you can say shrimp on the Barbie. But hey, at least the beaches are amazing, right? And the people. Australians are some of the friendliest and most laid-back people you'll ever meet. Ready for your own adventure? Loving what you see? You can experience it too. Click the link in the description to book your next vacation through Expedia and get amazing deals. Remember, every country has its quirks, and that's what makes traveling so much fun. If you're planning your next vacation, be sure to check out the links in the description below. Expedia offers some amazing deals on flights, hotels, and vacation packages that you won't want to miss. Check out the link in the description to book your next adventure with Expedia and experience the same great service.